there, this is James, and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good morning to all of you, a very happy Monday. In today's program, I want to discuss what potentially could be a huge week ahead of us for the markets, plus some latest developments coming out of the UK this morning. But before we get into all of that, don't forget these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out the way, let's get started. So let's start off with the UK. Today, this morning, UK GDP came out, and the UK economy is grew slower than expected in July. In fact, it was announced at 0.2% versus 0.5% expected. There was anticipation that we were going to see growth from July because in June, GDP fell into negative, and that was down to the fact we had bank holidays for the Queen's Jubilee. Now, we have got another bank holiday coming up. Unfortunately, this won't be a celebration. We actually have a bank holiday coming up in the UK on the 19th, and this is for the Queen's funeral. And many analysts now are fearful that this could start to push UK into recession sooner than expected. In other developments, the euro has jumped to a 3-week high against the US dollar. This is down to the fact that ECB policymakers are pushing now for more aggressive rate hikes. Don't forget, last week we did a watch along. They increased interest rates by 75 basis points, which is unheard of for the ECB to be that aggressive. So now there is more chat on further aggressive rate hikes. In fact, the president of Bundesbank has backed these calls and said we need to get on top of inflation. And inflation is something I will talk about again in a minute. On the back of this, of course, obviously the dollar has actually dipped across the board. It's down against the sterling, down against the Japanese yen. In fact, let's have a quick look at the market as it stands at the moment. Let's start off with the euro. Like I said, the euro is way above parity as it stands at the moment. Currently trading at 1.0191. Now, those of you who were kind enough to join me last week for my hashtag Ask James episode, we did trend lines. As you can see, this was the trend line I put in last week. It's still there. I've kept it in for the sake of this video as well, because this is the area of interest I'm looking at now, around about 1.00210. That, in my potential opinion, could be a key resistance level. So we need to keep an eye on that. On looking at sterling as well, sterling again above the 116 handle. Again, I put a trend line there in last week again for the hashtag Ask James. So now it's testing a key area in my opinion, around about 1.1710. I'd keep an eye on. Currently trading at the moment 1.1696. The dollar yen. Oh yes, the dollar yen currently trading 1.4278. Don't forget, it got this close going to 145. But then after that, we've had a lot of chat from the BOJ, the Bank of Japan, and from the actual president and prime minister, actually saying they are getting ready to interact. Like I said previously though, on my other videos, that's just talk. That's not actual action. But for now, talk is working and it is making the yen slightly stronger against the dollar. I still think this is going to be short-lived, because unless the BOJ changes its policy stance, don't forget, it's still at negative interest rates, then I think the dollar will bounce back at some point against the yen. And again, we'll potentially push that 145 level. But for now, like I say, we have got a bit of yen strength against the dollar. And like I say, the dollar in general is down across the board. As we can see that with gold as well. Gold currently trading at 1,724. Key area, in my opinion, to watch, $1,726. So that's another key area of interest for gold. So anyway, like I say, we have a weak dollar at the moment, but all that can change because we have potentially a huge week ahead of us. And this is why I'm calling this Inflation Week, because it's all about inflation this week. All about inflation. Let's kick it off. Tuesday, okay? We have UK claimant count and UK unemployment. UK unemployment is expected to come in at 3.8%, the same as the previous reading. Then, starting off the inflation, we have German CPI, Consumer Price Index. Expectation for that is to come in at 8.8%, like the previous number. Then on Tuesday, we have the big one. This is where it can all change. This is where potentially we could see the dollar strike back because we have US CPI. Expectation is 8.1%. The previous reading was 8.5%. And like I say, whatever this reading is, if it comes in higher than anticipated, or indeed around 8.1%, the market could get spooked again, saying this is going to fuel the Fed to be very aggressive on the 21st of September when they decide interest rates. So that could change everything. That's happening tomorrow. Wednesday, it continues. We have UK CPI. Expectation, get ready for this, 10.2%. 10.2%. Previous reading was 10.1%. So that's going to be massive as well. And like I say, this again could spook the cable bulls at the moment. The sterling is a bit bullish, but this could change everything. That happens on Wednesday. Thursday, UK retail sales. And Friday, UK retail sales. And then EU CPI. EU CPI. Expectation 9.1%. So like I said, this week is all about inflation. I think the big ones are going to be the US. That's potentially massive. That can change everything what we're seeing at the moment. UK, of course, is going to be massive, especially if it comes in higher at 10.2. I mean, double digits. That's just frightening. And then, of course, obviously, EU CPI. That one I will do a watch along. I'll do a special. Won't quite be a watch along, but I'll do a special on the US CPI. But I will definitely be doing a watch along on the EU CPI. So we've got big week. Claimant count, unemployment, CPI, and CPI. So big week ahead of us. The market as it currently stands, the FTSE is currently trading slightly in the green, 0.71%. DAX currently trading in the green, 1.30%. And Eurostock 50 currently trading in the green, 0.96%. So yes, we're carrying on sort of the momentum from Friday. Like I said on the Friday video, we are ending the week on slightly higher, bit of better attitude. I put it down to the fact that the Fed is in blackout. We're not going to hear from many of the Fed members for a while. But like I say, all this can change tomorrow. All this can change tomorrow with the US CPI reading. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish. Or simply say hello if you like. Or let me know what you think, what your opinions are. Do you think the US CPI will change everything? Or do you think we've had enough of the dollar now? The dollar is, going to start falling back. Because let's face it, we've had a very strong greenback for a very long time. So maybe it's a time for the market to change its attitude. Anyway, not a problem. If you think of the question later, you can put it in the comment section, either on Facebook and YouTube. I will see them and I will reply to it next time I go live on air. So don't forget you have that option as well. Anyway. Okay, so if there is no questions, till next time, don't forget I'll be back online again later this afternoon at 2 p.m. UTC to discuss the US session and any other developments coming out of Europe. So don't forget, so please come along and join me for that. So anyway, till then, if you're watching me on Facebook and you've enjoyed this little episode, by all means, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and you've enjoyed this little video, by all means, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you enjoyed this video and you put up with me, my over-the-top enthusiasm for the markets, which I simply cannot help because I love the markets, then give me one of these. It's nice to know that you like what I do. I can see I've got a couple of likes already, which I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of you coming along to watch me. I really do. Anyway, till next time, don't forget these little videos are for educational purposes only and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.